This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay Emo, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take, for Monday night, February the 13th, on a night where the Vancouver Canucks got hammered by the visiting Detroit Red Wings 6-1. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. You can tell that I sound a lot better. At least I'm not phlegmy just yet, but I sound better. I was actually at the game, so I was able to protect my voice because I only got to cheer for one Canucks goal. I'll tell you more about that in a second, of course. But yeah, I feel a lot better. I feel good. I feel rested. I had a great rest last night. I'm doing this show tonight because I did not do Canucks After Dark. And Parker got back from a trip. I can't remember where he was actually, but he told me that he wasn't feeling well. So I knew if I was going to do Canucks After Dark, I wouldn't do this show because I didn't want to do two and risk getting sick again. But when Parker told me that he wasn't going to do that he couldn't do a show tonight, I said, okay, I can do a quick one tonight. So I'm going to go about 30 or 35 minutes or so. Moderators, thank you in advance. Do what you got to do. Thank you, Justin. I know I'm sounding good. I know I'm looking good because I always do. After all, I'm the founder of the GLCPC. So yes, Justin, sorry I missed you today. I got to see legendary Lucas Gates. I got to see legendary Andrew Chang, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me do my intro first. So moderators, thank you in advance. Members, legends, Hall of Fame franchise members, thanks to all of you. Appreciate all of you and everyone else, no matter where you're watching from. Whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know, I do not take you for granted. You know that I know you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for bed, school, or work, or all three. But the fact that you are here, I always appreciate you. I never take you for granted. So 46 of you in here already. Thank you for waiting for me. 15 likes. Let's bump that up to about 20 or 25 or so. And know how much I appreciate you being here. You can always leave donations. Get the donation train out of the station. You can always subscribe because that's what the one thing I want most is so you can get active in the chat section, get my videos every single day. Today, I did a video about Spencer Martin being placed on waivers. I'll get to that in a second. Like the video, leave a donation, gift a membership, become a member, upgrade your membership, whatever you want to do. Most importantly, thank you for being here. And great, if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. I will go for the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll stick to that. And then I will then throw to all of you for your comments. You can certainly get active in the chat section prior to me throwing to you, but I might not see it nor read them until the halfway point. So I want to give a shout out to Andrew, the Legends. One of their legendary perks is you get to go to a game with me. Andrew and I went to our game tonight. It was a lot of fun. We had great conversation despite not really having a lot to cheer for. Got to see Rosario and his friend Andrew. Got to see Harry, and I see Harry's in the chat. I see Rosario's in the chat, which is awesome. Got to meet a guy named James in the washroom, so I didn't shake his hand for obvious reasons. I see Adrian saying, "Hey Clay, I saw you today, but could not say hi." Too shy. Don't be shy, Adrian. Come on, man. Next time, come say hi. I'd love to see you. And I saw a couple others as well. But as soon as I start listing names, then I feel bad. Oh, of course, I saw Pete Gass there. I saw a Life Concussed. That's his Twitter name, who's visiting here from Dallas. So I got to see a lot of people tonight. Pretty cool. I'm going to quickly talk about this game. Quickly talk about where we are in the standings, and then I want to share one reflection with you, and then I will throw it to you. Okay? Yes, guy in the bathroom. I'm not going to go through all of the goals because it'll just infuriate me. No, there's no point. But I'll just point out a couple things. Dylan Larkin is very good. He's very fast. And he was asserting himself with 2 goals in the first period. Very fast, and easily the fastest, the most dangerous skater on the ice day. The lone Vancouver goal was a nice Hsmfangirl Garland tries tic-tac-toe, but that was the only thing we got to cheer about. The Fabry goal, I didn't like the way Delia just left the puck lying in the crease. Lindstrom goal was a bad wraparound. Suter was a bad 2-0, and the Bergen goal was a 6-on-5 delay penalty. They didn't have to even get their penalty. Speaking of penalty, strange scene. Ville Husso knocks the net off with about a minute left because it was within the last minute. Penalty shot for the Canucks has to be someone that was on the ice though. So you're basically your choice between Curtis Lazar, Phil DiGiuseppe, and someone else. They went with DiGiuseppe. I think he hit the post. It was pretty close actually. So it wasn't that poor of an attempt, but still a little rough. And speaking of rough, look at this. We outshot them 30-23. We outfaced off them, which is an area I was concerned about with Bo leaving. By the way, this was the first home game since Bo left. I was at Bo's last game when they beat Columbus on January 27. Then I was here today for the first game without him. Special teams, brutal. Detroit went 1 for 1, technically 2 for 2. They scored in the delay penalty. We went 0 for 4. There was that one penalty where the PD had like 5 or 6 chances. We out hit them, blocks were even. So stats wise, if you look at this, you think we were the better team, but Detroit asserted themselves. No one had more than 2 points on their team, but look at this, -2, -2, -2. Then Shen and OEL, terrible game for them, -3. No one had more. Oh no, Lazar had 6 hits, so he was making an effort. But overall, just a very, very lackluster game by the Canucks on a day where Spencer Martin gets put on waivers. I'll talk about that in a second. Delia only, look at a save percentage of .740, and Delia was not sharp at all. Don't want to say too much about the game. You guys all watched it. But what I will say is the Canucks, now with that, they are actually, look at this. Arizona won today. So Arizona and Canucks have played 54 games. Arizona's only 2 points back of the Canucks. San Jose, equal number, only 1 point back. And then I don't think that we're going to fall as bad as Anaheim, Chicago, and Columbus. So conceivably, the Canucks are in a dogfight, if you consider it that way, for 4th worst in the league. They can increase their odds. They can drop 2 spots technically to 29th overall. So 4th worst. So if that's kind of what you want the Canucks to do, then you were happy with Arizona's win. And I will stop the sharing there. Jay says, if you became a legend, being a wheelchair user and not be able to attend a game with you, Jay, for the legends, you get 2. So you go to a game with me in my seats, and then I give you a pair of seats as well. So for you, I would work something out where I'd basically give you 2 games or buy you 2 games. One of them you have to go with me though. So I would sit in the wheelchair section with you. You're allowed to bring an aid, right? So we would make that work. And then I would also give you another pair of tickets. So Jay, don't let that be, if you want to support me in that way, then we will figure something out for sure. Like we do for everyone for sure. Good question. Yeah. If you're not, Harry mentioned he's not a member anymore. Yeah. So if you were gifted a membership, then it's on you to kind of pay for that membership once it ends. I don't know, to be honest with you, if it gives you an email or for notification or whatever, or if you have to find out by coming here and see if there's a logo beside your name. I don't know. How does it do it? Is it colors? Is it logos? What? Yeah. How do you guys figure this out? How do you know who's a member or not? Yeah. How can you tell? Someone tell me. I just see a bunch of weird colors on my screen. So how do you know if you are a member or not? Members are green. Is that it? That's the only difference? But what happens if you're a member and you're a mod? Then aren't you blue? I'm so confused. Blue is a mod, but not all mods are necessarily members. So then what happens if you're a blue mod? I guess if you're a mod and you're blue, you technically don't know if you're a member, right? Okay, that doesn't matter. I appreciate the support no matter what. And Cinema Sam, the member stream is the last Wednesday of every month. Yeah. So what? Yeah, that's the only thing. Well, and there's a logo next to your name too, if you remember. I think telling you how many months you've been on. That makes a lot of sense, actually. That makes yeah. It's either 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, or past 12. Okay, let's go with that. Wrenches in green. Yeah, that makes sense. Members are green with a logo beside their name telling you how long you've been a member for. Moderators are blue with the wrench, plus they would have their member symbol beside it. Let's do that. This is what I want to talk about real quick. Oh, and Cinema Sam, you got your paper done 15 minutes before the due date. That is awesome. You the man. I want to talk about one thing for just 3 minutes, and then I'm going to throw it over to you because I want to honor the 35 minutes for sure. And wow, Wolf Girl allows herself to have only one YouTube membership at a time. And right now, it's me. Wow. That is awesome. Wolf Girl, that means a lot. Thank you. And I noticed that you were talking about a passport. Where are you from, Wolf Girl? Where are you from? I saw you talking about passport, and I presume then you don't live here. That's awesome, Wolf Girl. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to tell you about the couple that Andrew and I sat next to. I won't divulge their names or how much they spend on tickets. They did buy tickets from me. But what was really interesting is this couple, I believe them to be a very hardworking couple, that they don't, that they don't come to games a lot. And it was a sacrifice of some sort to make it to the game because they don't live close by. So they transited in and out of town like many people do for the game. They spent their hard-earned money for the game, and then they saw that 6-1 loss. And I won't get they're very open with how they're feeling about the game, how they're feeling about the team, and their disappointment in spending that hard-earned money and time and energy to come to the game. And you guys, I always say as a fan, no one forces me to spend as much time, energy, and money as I do. Going to the games, doing this channel, I do it because I want to, and I would never tell any of you how to cheer for this team, how much money to spend on this team, how many games to go to. I will never do that. That's called gatekeeping. And I if I may, I don't think any of you should do that either, quite frankly. But I'm not going to judge any of you. I just know that I will never do that. Okay? Okay. I choose to spend, like I always say, an X amount of time, energy, and money, and so does everyone else. But I also recognize I'm very privileged. I'm very fortunate. I'm blessed. I have older kids. I have a wife that loves the game. So I go to a lot of games. I go to more than half the games between my tickets upstairs, my tickets downstairs, other tickets that are freebies, collabs with the Canucks, whatever. So I get that I'm very privileged and I'm very lucky to go to these games. No one's forcing me to go. I pay for a lot of them, not all. But okay, so let's get that out of the way. But when I look at a couple who spends their hard-earned money, spends the time, energy, finds babysitting, whatever it may be, to come into all the way in and to see what they saw tonight and to be visibly frustrated and disappointed at what they saw, I really felt bad for them. I really did. I really did. And I wonder what kind of message the players are trying. I'm not saying they're not trying. I'm not saying that they're tanking on purpose. You can tell that our lineup wasn't that good tonight. Look at our goaltender and look at other things. So I feel for fans who don't get out to a lot of games, and then the one game a year they do, or the one game in 3 or 4 years that they do, is a game like tonight. That's all I'm going to say. Now, you're welcome to share your opinion on it as well. Be careful not to gatekeep. I think that's a very important thing for people on both sides, people that want them to win all the games or people that want them to tank. I think express your opinion, but don't tell someone else how to express their opinion. I think that's fair game. And I'm just saying, I feel bad for this couple. And I wonder how many other types of fans are out there and how many fans are going to be turned off and maybe not be so apt to spend their money, time, and energy next time because of a game like this. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. That's just my opinion. But this whole show is about my opinion, I guess. Now you get to express your opinion very quickly. Spencer Martin put on waivers. He was the backup today. If he clears waivers, he goes down to Abbotsford, paving the way for Demko to come back. If he doesn't clear waivers, i.e. Ottawa or another team picks him up, then we will find that out at 11 a.m. tomorrow. And I'll say two things. Oh, you're in Alaska. Thank you, Wolf Girl. I'll say two things, and then I'll ask you to hold your... Well, no, you can keep commenting, but then I'll take a pause from reading your comments so I can do my mid-show sponsor read. Rosario, as a season ticket holder, I feel very frustrated. I even sent an angry email to the team, and the Canucks ticket director even reached out to me. Wow. Well, that's good to know that they're listening. And Bruce says, interesting take, Clay. It's tough. Money is hard to come by, and it has to be frustrating. Ultimately, the product on the ice isn't great. Those will be fans that may not come back. Yeah, I agree with you for sure. Let me do my mid-show sponsor read, then I'll read your comments for a good 15 minutes, and I want to get off at the 35-minute mark, if that makes sense. Thank you to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Thank you. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform Personal Training Weight Loss. You can sign up for that free 21-day weight loss challenge, ptformweightloss.com/CanuckClay, and Coach Patrick will contact you. That's the link that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor, and to Vessi Footwear, tinyurl.com/VessiClay, and get a free pair of socks. Use the discount code that flashes, not flashes, is at the top of your screen, and then pick up a pair of Vessis and tell me what you think. I have 3 pairs, and like I said, I love all of them. So thank you to Vessi for supporting my channel. As always, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, and leave a comment in the chat section for sure. Listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. I'm going to clear my throat, and then I'm going to get to as many comments as I can for all of you for the next 15 minutes. All right, let's go. Let's go. Justin, good for you. Rosario, glad they at least listen, reach out. I definitely agree with Clay and feel bad for those who go to only a few games a year due to costs and see a product like tonight. How much do you think we could get for trading Demko? We got to build his value up, but to me, that's a first rounder. If Demko's at his peak, though, if he's not at his peak, then it drops to maybe a second rounder, and maybe 2 assets, maybe. But when Demko is at his peak, he should get you what Miller and Horvat would have got you, and that's 3 assets, including a first rounder. Not going to go there just yet. Why would they put Martin on waivers? He's obviously going to get claimed. I'm not sure, SMW. You guys know how much I like Spencer Martin. If you saw my vlog from today, it was kind of funny. I felt like I was talking to Spencer Martin directly. That was kind of a funny moment I had, but I'm not convinced he's going to get claimed. I think he will. But I don't think it's 100% because he's had a really bad season. He's lost 10 games in a row, but someone might take a flyer on him because of cost control for this season and next season. Talking about passport to get to Tank City. Is there no way that we can help that couple out? I wish I could get their money back. Tanking team should get refunds. Yeah, and in a moment of frustration, they were talking about one of them. I won't say if it's the husband or the wife. One of them was talking about that. It feels like they wasted their money, and all I could say was, and Andrew can vouch for this. All I could say was really maybe next time that they play, the Canucks will win 6-1. Like, I don't know what else I could say. They're pretty upset, which I did feel bad about that. Honestly, I'd feel the same way as that couple if I was coming to Vancouver from Northern BC to see a game, and that's the result I saw. I could probably go to 1 game a year. Fangirl, that's an excellent point, and that's a point that my lovely wife Gail and I were talking about just before I came on the stream, because I was telling her about this couple, and she said, yeah, and that's a couple that's from in town. Imagine someone who maybe comes over for a weekend game from the island or from up north or from the interior, come from up from the States, whatever, and that's the only game they see. That's rough. That's rough. One time I went to a Canucks game and got first row, but I walked out when they were losing 5-0 and cried. That doesn't surprise me. Yeah. Hey, Clay, what's the highest asset you'd be willing to give up to unload OEL? So here's the thing. You could, I don't want to give away a first rounder, but you probably would have to attach a first rounder to trade OEL. And I don't want to do that. That doesn't make sense to me, especially this year. But they were talking on the radio. If you buy him out, yes, then now the remnants of his cap hit stay on for 8 years instead of 4, but increasing cap. And now you have $7 million next year where you can take a bad contract from another team, but then do what we'd have to do is, yeah, we'll take your $6 or $7 million player and we'll take a first round pick to do that. Thank you very much. So that's what you call weaponizing your cap space. So I'd much rather the Canucks weaponize their cap space by buying OEL out and then taking another bad contract with the draft pick, as opposed to us being the ones shipping OEL out with the draft pick. I hope that makes sense, Francis. Do you think Silovs could get recalled if Demko truly needs a few more practices? We'll see. I think they'll see how Demko practices tomorrow, and then they'll decide whether he starts or backs up on Wednesday. I certainly think he's ready to go by Saturday. For the regulars who go to multiple games or follow the team closely, we've seen and know the team's shortcomings and can have better use of our time and money if needed, but not everyone has that luxury. Great point, Justin. I agree with you. Great point. I don't think there are too many teams looking for a sub 900 save percentage goalie. That's totally fair. The front office of the Canucks can no longer take for granted they're paying fans. Although after so many seasons of no playoff action, perhaps management will continue the big makeover. And that's the thing. Like, people are saying, well, don't buy tickets, but that's easy to say. I think there's always going to be a market for tickets, quite frankly, because we're the only show, with all due respect to the Whitecaps, Lions, Warriors, and other, it's the biggest show in town. I'll put it that way. For those who go to one game a year or every few years, they certainly have to follow the team and know the current situation, and they still decide to spend the money. Ellie Women's Hoops, I agree with you to a certain point, but I know this because I sold the tickets to this person. They bought these tickets 2 months ago when the team wasn't as bad. So, and that's another point that I made to this couple, and they were smart. It wasn't like they were whining or that they weren't intelligent. Not at all. They're very smart. They're very articulate. But they were very frustrated, and it made for some interesting conversations for sure. Wolf Girl generally feels bad for them. Rutherford actually already wants out of Van. RNG, nice to see you. I've heard that he's dispelled that was not true. At least that's what he said. With hockey games, it's unpredictable. You're always rolling the dice when you go to games. Of course, you can't pick a win to go to for sure. But I only compare myself. I'm not going to compare any of you to them. That's not fair. I go to 20 to 25 games a year. I might see 10 wins and 15 losses, for instance, but at least I see 10 wins, right? The likelihood of the Canucks winning a game 6-1 is slim. I have not read Alvin's interview with Sportsnet yet. Hopefully a night like tonight doesn't turn off that couple from ever coming back, but the team needs to definitely do more to ensure they provide value. Losses will happen, but tonight was just lackluster. Oh, yeah. I agree with you, Justin. I know you've been frustrated recently and totally cool. And I think there were a lot of frustrated fans tonight. You should react to this YouTube channel named Ek. Okay, I will look it up. I don't know what that means. Instead of the cap going up, the Canucks should increase all their salaries if they want us to go to their games. Oh, increase all of our salaries. Yes. Working for the church, I would agree with that. I feel bad for the couple as I might feel like they did if the Canucks game was not what I was hoping, and maybe they come out from out of town. Exactly. Tyler, I can't repeat the whole story because I spent 5 minutes on it. You're going to have to go back 5 minutes and watch, please. I still want to get over to see my first NHL game. Yeah, absolutely. Thin silver lining, but there was a power play where Pettersson ripped about 5 shots high and wide from the right dot. Yes, it was actually on the other end of the rink, but here's a observation, and it's not brilliant, but I think you guys would agree with me. With Bo Horvat not being in the bumper, Beauvillier not being as much of a target as Horvat, they didn't use the bumper. They used it once tonight, and Beauvillier, that shot went off the crossbar. You guys remember that? Other than that, they just kept rotating. Miller, Hughes, Petey, boom. Miller, Hughes, Petey, boom. And that's all they kept doing. And their power play became too predictable once again. Yeah, Tyler, I hear what you're saying, and you're certainly not being insensitive, but I think without knowing the context of the whole story, which is not your fault because you didn't hear the story, I would dare say it's not as simple as that, but I hear where you're coming from. It's a disappointment. A relief and a disappointment to know that Alvin's not leaving. Or I mean, Rutherford, haha. Hey, I permanently, nice to see you. Yes, Rosario, I saw your picture with Chris Osgood. That's cool. Did not see 6-1 coming. Neither did I. I would rather trade OEL for another bad contract at the same length. I don't like his contract on the books for 4 more years. Oh, so bad contract for bad contract? Yeah, easier said than done. We have no leverage. But I guess the other team wouldn't either. Thankfully, I've only witnessed his 2 losses live. David and Draisaitl and the Oilers, and Geno Crosby and the Penguins. Wow, that's good. And Jay, how many games have you gone to? Because if your record is something like 6-2 or 8-2, you should go to more games. I know a couple from my town who went in December 2021 when we had COVID issues and the game was canceled. Oh, that's bad. Especially, I don't know if they got refunds or whatever. I haven't gone to games since before the bubble because it's expensive for me, even just traveling Vancouver. And then the tickets on top of that, including concession, is expensive. And I got school to pay. Yeah, Cinema Sam, remind me, where do you go to school again? Where do you live? Thanks for that. What the heck's a tankathon? I have to be on it for another 24 hours? Even if you see 10 wins and 15 losses, fans just want to see a team playing with compete and heart for 60, 65 minutes win or loss. Too many times they've taken periods off. Yep, that's fair. What would you like to see differently for tonight's Canucks game? Pros and cons. Better power play. Better decision making on both ends of the ice. Better goaltending. I do know the context. I've been to games where we lose. I completely understand how it feels. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm just saying you don't know the context of the story that I told. Or maybe you do. Maybe you heard it, which is fine. I generally believe that OEL's potential to revitalize his game, but clearly I was wrong. Yeah, he struggled a lot. I went to Canucks game once and they lost. Glad to know I'm not the only one. Well, unless you've been to like only 1 or 2 games, I think anyone who's gone to at least one game would likely have seen at least a loss. Just law of averages. Speaking of which, your average dude, I saw 5 games. Canucks lost 5 out of 8. Live out of 8? Huh? I saw 5 games. Canucks lost live out of 8. Oh, so you're 3 and 5. I hear you. No, Shannon. The Canucks lost 6-1. UFV. Very cool. Cinema Sam. Very cool. Where are you from originally? What city are you from originally? Ooh, you're 3 and 6. 60-second. 3 and 6. Harry, good question. I'm going to a game with Lucas. I'm going to a game with Justin, although Justin, I'm not sure of our game. No, mine and Justin's game late March. Me and Lucas are early March. And then I think I have 1 or 2 others. But yeah, no more for February for me. No more for February. I see it likely the Canucks will, up to twice per month, give up under 3 goals, but even with Tocchet, oh yeah, no, it's bad. Our goals against is horrible. Wow, 100 of you in here. Thank you. On a night where I wasn't even going to stream, we have 28 likes. Let's jack that up to half of 100. Oh no, drop down to 93. I just lost 7 people like right there. But yes, let's get those likes up anyways. I'm going to go for 5 more minutes. 1 or 2 per season before COVID, 1 during COVID, but fans were loud. Gotcha. Oh, you're from Victoria. Thank you. Compare Ericsson's to OEL's. Both bad. Both bad. OEL's seems even worse for some reason. Well, because it costs a bit more. Maybe that's what it is. I used to be frustrated with Miller's giveaways, Myers and OEL and their bad play. Now I really don't care. Play them, play Stillman, keep losing, actively cheering against my favorite team. Wow. You're not the only one, Wolf Girl. That's strong. Penalties killed us tonight. Yeah. Well, only 1 actually on their books. But yeah, we couldn't score a power play goal. Andrew, God bless, brother. Thank you for being a breath of positivity despite a dismal season. I'm very much in place of apathy with this team, but still tuning in your video. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone who respectfully articulates their opinion, who doesn't gatekeep anyone else's opinion, and appreciates where I'm coming from as well. I try and be balanced. I am positive, optimistic by trade. I'm not going to say things all, roses and sunshine when they're not. but I also don't get too down because I do recognize, despite how much time, energy, and money, which I choose to do, make it very clear that it's still just a game. Langley to Victoria, very good. I would be upset if I came from Edmonton and the Canucks. Yep, I hear you. The 4 or 5 games I've been at since 1981 have never lost. Okay, Coach Rob, you should move to Vancouver. Apathy, yep. Do you think Martin gets claimed, and why aren't they giving Demko conditioning stint in Abbey? He struggled prior to injury. Isn't this poor management? Good question. I do think Martin gets claimed. No, actually, I'm 50-50. It sounds like such a fence sitting. Well, 50-50 is fence sitting. I don't know. I think we don't know how hard Demko's been working. If he has a good practice, who knows? I don't think he'll start on Wednesday, but with Dilly's performance, who knows? Or do you hold Demko off to Saturday? But yeah, they're probably not sending him down to Abbotsford, Justin, because maybe he's been working his butt off up here. The Preds game on March 6th. Yes, that is the game I'm going to with Lucas. Will a Canucks goalie ever get a shutout? It's going to be tough. Yes, Rosero, by the end of the season, we will make it a date to sit next to each other at 319. Sky, it depends which game you're going to, obviously. Bruce, there it is. Got to hit the like button. I agree. Preds game as well. Good. Martin could get picked by Ottawa considering they lost Forsberg. Very good. Oh, since 2011. Thank you. OEL and Myers is like $50 million for AHL players. Harry Upperbowl. Very good. How many more home games do the Canucks have this year? I don't know the exact one. They probably have about 10 more. No, I don't play adult ice hockey, RNG. I only play roller hockey, but I might not even do that anymore. After Boy passed, I said I'd be nice about OEL, but he's actually gotten worse. No, he's having a rough season. Cinema Sam, get the likes up. I agree. Yeah, we broke down the Super Bowl a little bit last night. Thoughts on Talk's post-game comments tonight about needing to strip it down and they need to go back to grade school. He's right. He's right. I love Talkett's honesty. I don't know how that goes in the room. Maybe it's fine, but the Canucks are making elementary errors. Yep, the Sens could claim Martin. Do you think Talkett is losing games for the benefit of his gambling friends? No, Scott, I'm not going to... I was going to say I'm not going to dignify that with an answer, but that makes me sound so high and mighty. My answer is no. I don't think so. I think in 1,000 years that NHL will be worldwide? In 1,000 years? That's a long time. That's like in the year 3023. Yes, I do think it will be worldwide. Clay, are there times when you do not want to make video stream but choose to anyway? Furthermore, are there times when you wish you didn't cheer for the Canucks? Never. The second part, I've never said, no, I'm not going to cheer for this team anymore. Yeah, there are times when I'm tired, when I want to spend time with Gail, when I'm not feeling well or whatever. Motivation goes up and down, but I do pride myself on my consistency, quite frankly. I'm not trying to be the hero or the martyr, but I do think that this is a community that we built, and I think, how do I say this without making me sound too good? I think you rely on me, and take that the right way, please. You rely on me to provide a place where we can come together, not you rely on me to tell you what I think, or you rely on me to give you connections. You guys can look all that up yourself, but maybe at least there's a bit of reliance on me to provide an avenue for us to get together. That's, I think, what I'm trying to say. Okay, one more minute. No Abbey games yet this year. Marky, you were there. You got a free Pepsi. Good. Keep doing it. Marky, is this your first game? Was it you that was your first game? 12 van games, 2 losses. That's not bad. That's not bad. Oh, I know which Francis this is. Sorry, Francis. I didn't recognize your... if you're the Francis, I think it is. Nice to see you, bud. 912 save percentage and 7th in the league last season to 871 and last in the league. Wow. Is that Spencer Martin? That's not good. I would like to hear from OEL. He hasn't mentioned anything about being frustrated. Yeah, but it's the media that gets to pick. The media asks for players they want to hear from, and then the Canucks will either oblige or not. And then there are certain ones that they do strategically, like they brought Dakota Joshua out today, pregame, because it was Black History Month, things like that. Feel bad for Martin. Rick Talkin went all in on the boys. Thank you for the kind words. Oh, sorry, Marky. You've been in like 10 games, but I'm glad you got the free pot regardless. Good to see you, Francis. Best dancer at Rogers Arena, bar none. Good night, David. Thank you. March 6th will be in 319, Harry, likely. Yes, I went with Andrew tonight. Oh, team's goal, tending save percentage. Thank you, Justin. I've only been in one game and Henrik scored 1,000. That's amazing. He scored 1,000 in a game. That's amazing. Oh, no. His 1,000th goal. That's pretty cool. Last thing. Martin is 11-15 prior to 10-game losing streak. That means he was 11-5. Does that even sound right? Oh, yeah. He was good. Dating back to last season and the start of this season, he was very good. Okay, Canucks fans, it is 36 minutes in. I'm going to wrap up here. I got to rest a bit more and make sure that I'm healthy for Thursday. My guess is I'm not going to stream tomorrow. I'll use that time to study and rest for my prayer hour, and there's no game. And then Wednesday, it'll either be Canucks After Dark or it'll be me. That's my guess. So I'll proactively say that I probably won't stream tomorrow night, but stay tuned to my community tab, which I'm sure many of you did today. Thank you, as I said I would. And then Wednesday, depending on how Parker's feeling, if he's feeling good, it'll be Canucks After Dark. And if he's not feeling good, it will be me. And then I get up early Thursday morning and I fly off to Dallas. By the way, the hotel, and I'll talk more about it on Wednesday if I do a stream, where I'm speaking at, emceeing a youth conference, it's right next to the Dallas Stars practice facility. So I'm not sure if I'm going to see any players or go there, but that's kind of cool to just even be able to walk over there. I'm only going to say this once. If you want to leave a donation and break the shutout, you're welcome to do so. But I am fine if it just stays where it is as well. Because I never want to sound like I'm begging. They're always nice, and I never beg. I appreciate everyone here. So, moderators, thank you for doing what you had to do. Didn't sound like it was too much tonight, which is a good thing. Members, legendary Lucas Gates, who I saw outside of 117. Legendary Justin Credible, who was working the game, I think, but I did not get to see. My bad, Justin. And legendary Andrew Chang, who I hung out with for the entire night. Thanks to all of you for your support. Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks to all of you and everyone else who was here. Thank you for being here on this kind of not makeshift, but kind of impromptu stream. I appreciate you. Justin comes through. He says, I'll be the Sheldon Dries tonight. A cheeky yet very funny reference to maybe the only donation, which is fine. I'm still grateful. Let's give Justin the love on a night where Sheldon Dries got the only goal. Pretty good, Justin. That was very good. Always appreciate you, brother, and always appreciate everyone here. Never take you for granted. On your way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate and Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. Okay, we are done. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And earlier today, my wife Gail said to me, I don't quite understand the science behind human cloning. So I looked at Gail and I said to her, that makes two of us. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah. Booyah. Two of us.